Hello, I'm Scott Bogey here with Lee Ferguson ahead of his title fight this weekend against Shawon Choudhury. How you doing today?
I'm alright, mate. Cheers. I am fine. Feeling good, man.
And how is there any nerves heading to this weekend or is it more excitement ready to go?
No nerves at all, mate. I normally don't really. I just try and enjoy the process. I've fought enough times now, and my last three fights, well, including this one, and my two fights before have been title fights. So it's becoming natural, and I enjoy the whole as much as I grind. I enjoy the whole weekend and the entire process. The weekends, obviously, I'm travelling, so I know it's only like a three and a bit hour drive, but it's a good weekend with the family and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I stay focused, but I try and enjoy the whole experience, mate.
So is your whole family going down to watch you for the fight?
My mum's coming down. My wee brother's unfortunately no. My youngest is still probably too young to come, and the other one's babysitting. But normally my aunties and uncles and stuff like that come, so I always get a good support. You know what I mean?
And how is it knowing that they're here to support you all the way?
Uh, it's a great feeling to be fair. It's what I do it for. Man, I don't get
Yeah.
nerves in terms of I don't get anxious about fighting. I'm no nervous either. You never want to let down your family or those that have trained with you for weeks. So I'm going to use that to motivate me, man.
And in your last couple of fights, it has been with Unity. I know you did have one with Machine MMA. Does that make it any easier knowing that this is familiar surroundings?
Oh, well, it does help. Certainly, I feel as if having a familiar environment certainly plays a part. Um, but no, Steve, the promoter, fantastic guy, and he's gave me an opportunity, a shot at the title before, which I fell short. So
Yeah.
going to make sure that doesn't happen the second time round.
And this is also your 10th fight as an amateur. When do you feel like the time is right to take that next step and go pro? Do you feel like that's more you're leaving that to your coaches, or what's the case?
Oh well, it's always been my intention. I'm no someone. I wanted to take this as far as I can from when I started training because I know there's a lot of athletes that get into training and things like that. Probably a lot younger than I did. I only started training MMA seriously when I think I was 17, just turning 18. So, but it's been quite the journey, obviously through lockdown and things like that. But I've just kept at it and kept persistent. So I feel as if this fight maybe another one or two, but I feel very closer than I am further away to turning pro. It's always been the intention.
And when are you wanting to return to the octagon? Is it early 2025, so January, February time? Or when are you looking to get in back in there?
As soon as possible. I'm going to enjoy Christmas with my family and that, but I'd be ready to go. As I say, I never really stopped training. Like,
Yeah.
sure, it might not be as intense or as vigorous a training schedule, but I do genuinely just enjoy being in the gym. So it'll always be a few days a week minimum. You know what I mean? And I take my cardio and my conditioning seriously, so I'm never far away from the gym. So as soon as possible would be the answer. February. If I had to put a date on it, I'd like February.
And what is like the normal training regime for you? Do you have like a strict schedule that you follow, or is it just different each week?
Well, in terms of like the class content, it'll be different each week. Or if we feel that we need to focus on something, it'll be that. But in terms of the schedule remains the same. So I'm training 6 days a week if you're including strength and conditioning. So I do look forward to that one rest day. But I we're kind of the last as it approaches like 6 weeks to a fight. It's all go. It's 6 days, 6 days a week. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And how has the weight cut been for the fight?
I will. It's well, as you say, Wednesday now. So this is my last real. This is the last day I can get like a good bit to eat before. Obviously, I like to kind of get to a point where I'm fasting a wee bit Thursday and stuff like that. But I've made the weight enough times. It's almost second nature being out. It's never nice, but it's fine.
Yeah.
No problems at all, man.
And have you ever got into any fights with like any injury that hang on to you?
No, you know what? Touch wood. See for how much I train, I've never really picked up any serious injuries. Never really. Apart from early on in my career, my third fight, maybe I got a fractured hand, but that's healed. Fractured hands are just one of those things. That's part and parcel, especially the wee gloves. Know what I mean? It's bound to happen to
Yeah.
everybody at one point. But no, I've been fine.
And what do you make? The rumors are coming out just now that Stipe and also Michael Chandler both have got staph infections. What do you make of if those rumors are true and they still go out there and fight?
Eh, I think, to be honest, with a staph infection, there comes a period in which obviously it's no longer infectious. So I feel as if it would be up to their team and if they were fit enough. But you've seen examples of it before. Famously,
Yeah.
an example I always think of Kevin Lee. Kevin Lee in his UFC career had a few staph issues and things like that and still decided to fight. But again, staph, thankfully, is something that I've never needed to deal with either. The hygiene at New Life, our gym, we're quite on top of it. And it's not to say like, it can happen, you know what I mean? Staph outbreaks are common, but you just need to watch with it, and it's a hard issue to get rid of.
And then the big topic this week has obviously been John Jones. He has stated multiple times he wants to retire after the fight. He then came out and be like he might have one more fight against Pereira. Do you feel like him not even acknowledging the interim champion is dampening what could be the greatest legacy in the history of MMA?
I feel that's me personally, I feel as if you are a current champ and there is an interim, you that should be that you should be at least given an opportunity to the fighter to solidify that belt. For me, does it make sense for him to fight him? Probably not at this point in his career. I think Jones is probably doing the intelligent thing. And as for obviously, I saw on Twitter he was considering uh, relinquishing the heavyweight
Yeah.
strap and then going for the BMF belt with Pereira. If that was something that the UFC were willing to set up. But I feel as if again it plays right into John Jones's strengths. I feel he's picking the fights very intelligently. Like I think he would have his way in terms of wrestling and jiu-jitsu with Pereira, whereas with Tom Aspinall, I don't think that's the case. So I think
And
he's playing a tactical game and he's playing it well. But
uh,
I would like to see them fight. I think it's the right thing to do.
And then obviously you've got your title fight this weekend. But is there anyone either on the amateur scene or as a pro you're wanting to fight?
Oh, eh, See, to be honest, I've always been somebody. I'm an advocate for fighting the best. If you look at my record, I'm no shy of fighting above in the rankings, so to
Yeah.
speak, either. So I don't really. I would just like to focus on this fight, get the result at the weekend, and then we'll see what happens. But nah, I've never really been one for call outs. Know what I mean? I leave it to my coaches and obviously different promotions contact them asking for me to fight either their lads or someone else. So I
And,
got no one to call out, but I would fight anybody anywhere. I've got no issue.
and how do you rate the Scottish MMA scene at this current moment? Because it seems like this is their hot streak right now. We've got a lot of up and coming fighters in a lot of different promotions. PFL, Reese Ewan, Gemma, Lorenzo. Then you have Cage Warriors, Sean Clancy Jr., Damon Donald. It just looks like we have a lot of fighters coming up through the ranks, which are now showcasing this display that we do have.
I think it's great. It's great for Scotland and it's great for MMA in general. Um, a lot of these people have had the path set for them for fighters before that. But I'm glad to see every one of them do well. To be honest with you, mate, and it's not going to be long before the boys at New Life are there as well.
Yeah.
Me, obviously speaking about myself, Heyman, Kyle, Tommy, Todd, my training partners on a daily basis. I see how hard they work. So it's a matter of time before we're on the circuit as well. But I'm glad, and I've been a big advocate and supporter for obviously PFL taking an interest in Scottish fighters, Cage Warriors particularly. They just signed a whole bunch of folk. And those are promotions that I'd be looking to get involved with in the future. So that's a good thing.
And do you feel like the way that they're doing coming about it, Cave Warriors came to Scotland twice, and the PFL Europe, they also came to Glasgow as well. Do you feel like that brought a lot more attention to the sport?
I feel like that was a perfect opportunity to give contracts to Scottish fighters that deserved it. Firstly, they've been working hard, know what I mean? But it makes sense because at the end of the day, as much as a competitive sport, that's good business. Know what I mean? If you want to sell tickets at
Yeah.
the Braehead Arena, you're gonna give contracts to fighters that you know can sell tickets. So Aye, it was a good opportunity, and I'm glad that the few of the boys took it. So,
And then obviously you stay in and around Glasgow. How much would it be mean to you to be able to fight in either the Braehead Arena or the Hydro?
oh, it'd be massive. I was actually at the Cage Warriors event at the Braehead Arena. That last one there, me and my fiance, we went. We got last minute tickets. It was fantastic, and I couldn't help but think about making that walk myself and getting the yellow gloves on and just putting on a show for everybody. There was a fair few good fights there, to be fair. So that was a massive motivator. It goes to show as well at the level I'm at. It was a reality check that it's not as far away as I think. Know what I mean?
And how big does the crowd play? Because I think it was a Michael Blair fight in the Cage Warriors thing, where he was down the first round, wasn't really doing well in the second, and then the crowd got behind him, and it just seemed to like lift him up, and he came back and got that victory.
It is. It's massive, especially like that's why I'm always really appreciative of the support that I get. Even it shows, even at the likes of Unity, like I've sold quite a few tickets there, and then see when you've got that kind of familiar crowd and people are trying, it picks up your spirits. Know what I mean? When you're in a tough spot.
And do you feel like one of the downfalls of that Cage Warriors event was the fact that Sean Clancy Jr. wasn't in that tournament? He was just in the reserve bout. I know it is a tournament, it was a luck of the draw, but do you feel like that kind of dampened the whole event?
I will see. To be honest, I feel as if a lot of people did have something to say about it, but you said it yourself. Like, see, at being a random draw, your hands are tied, kind of thing. Know what I mean? Like, there's only so much that they could really do to
Yeah.
orchestrate that. But no, I feel as if regardless of him not fighting or not, it was a great show for those that did participate. Know what I mean? And we still get excellent fights. So I don't think it put a damper on it at all, man.
And obviously you train at New Life Gym. How has that been for your development?
Massive. I owe everything to my coaches and my team: Davey, Jill, Sean, boxing coach Rob, all my training partners. As I'd mentioned before, know what I mean? Like, it's tough rounds every single day, and we're always developing. Know what I mean? You're only as good as the
Yeah.
team you've got around you, and I've got this far with them. Know what I mean? Since came to New Life at 17, barely know how to throw a combination with any kind of efficiency, and here we are fighting in top promotions all over the UK, fighting for belts against the best. Know what I mean? So I think it's a testament to everybody's hard work, and I just get to go and showcase that on Saturday.
And do you feel like it's a gym that's coming up in the ranks? It is starting to get more recognition.
Definitely, and I feel that's over years of hard work. If we're not
Yeah.
recognised already, we will be. Know what I mean? It's going to be undeniable, and I see the hard work, as I say, that we put in every day, and not just me. Know what I mean? The boys that are there as well, and I've my whole team around me. So,
And
guys,
with you coming down this weekend, getting that title, how much would that mean for your gym?
it'd be massive. Again, it would be an amateur title at the highest level for my gym, and that's what I
Yeah.
do it for. Ultimately, it's for me, it's for my family, it's for my fiance, it's for my gym, it's for everybody. It's to be an example and show that with hard work you can get it done. Because that's all it is, man. I'm no more talented than everybody else. I just turn up and I try my best.
And how do you balance the training with your rest of the life, like your work and that?
Don't get me. It can be taxing. No, I mean, I wish I had the luxury of
Yeah.
training full time. That's my end goal. But man, you get on with it. My 5:30 alarm goes off every morning, and although I wish I wasn't getting out of bed, there's no much of a choice. I've just got to do it, man. So, and I look forward. What gets me through the day is getting to get a wee bit of time with myself and go to the gym and train. Know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
hopefully, I'll not be working for too much longer. Just train full time, man.
And do you have many people sponsoring you for this event?
Uh, no, well, not at the minute. I've got my regular sponsors through the gym sports therapy. I've got a roofing company, Airdrie Roofing as well, who've helped me out with sponsorships massively. So that's been a great help.
And how has that been for the training camp? Because I know training camps, they aren't cheap, they are expensive. You need to have these sponsors to be able to help.
Aye, well, I appreciate any support and any sponsorship I can get. You know what I mean? I'm always willing to take on more as well, and it especially helps if I believe that they're providing a good service or that it's a good product. But it does help massively because working full time, trying to balance your life as well as
Yeah.
paying the bills and training full time. It is a massive strain, but I wouldn't have it any other way, to be fair, man.
And like you said, you got into the sport at 17. What drove you to it?
Just the curiosity at first. The curiosity. I've always been an MMA fan, so the curiosity, I'm maybe like, hold on, I can do this, you know what I mean? Like, and I just wanted to see, you know what I mean? I started a few classes, and for the first week, I was like, nah, I can't see myself doing anything else, because throughout my life, and especially kind of like 13, 14, all the way up to when I discovered MMA, I tried my hand at a few different things, you know what I mean? Whether it be playing the guitar or football or
Yeah.
whatever, but quickly dropped all it because I wasn't really that interested, you know what I mean? But then here we are 10 years later, and I'm still chipping away. So,
And who was it that you looked up to growing up?
eh, to be fair, I drove a lot of motivation for my whole family are martial artists, but my papa and my uncle and things like that, they were great motivators on how to be men and my work ethic, and then obviously my coach Davey as well. But my favourite fighters, to be honest, Dominic Cruz. I enjoyed watching Dominic Cruz when I first got into the sport. Anyway,
And obviously, Dominic, he just dropped out the rankings. I bet you're sad to see that happen.
oh, I am. But to be fair, I bought a few trading cards the other day, a few Panini cards, and get a nice Dominic Cruz holographic. So happy to get that. But nah, that happens. You know what I mean? He was at top level for
Yeah,
the majority of his career. So as much as sad to see it happen, it doesn't. It's natural.
exactly. And I know this weekend you're going to go out there, get that victory, get that belt, and we'll be able to speak ahead of your next big fight as well. Is there
Appreciate it.
anything else you're wanting to add or anyone you wanting to shout out?
No, I just want to shout out my whole team: Davey, Jill, Rob, Sean, everybody, Heyman, Todd, Tommy, everybody that put in the rounds, Kyle as well. Know what I mean? And
Yeah,
I'd like to shout out my fiance as well, Naomi. She holds it together for me mentally. Know what I mean? Make sure I'm fed well and all during camp. So, but nah, that's it, man. Just gonna go get the result on Saturday, mate.
exactly. And I can't wait to see you get that belt. Thank you.
Appreciate it, Scott. Cheers.